Hello, and welcome to the Those Dweebs podcast, where we have a little bit of everything for everyone. Let's roll the d20 of fate and see what we are talking about today. Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of a brand new adventure called the Those Dweebs podcast. My name is Julia, and I will be your host for this journey, and I can't wait to take you along with me. This has been a project that I've wanted to start for such a long time now, but up until this point, I did not have the time nor the courage to devote to this. But I think I finally got to a point in my life where this whole thing is possible, so we shall see where this goes. Starting something like this can be scary, but it takes me back to whenever we first started the Those Dweebs YouTube channel. I have heard from other people that starting a YouTube channel is so much more difficult than starting a podcast. But to be honest, I want to say I'm a lot more I'm so much more nervous about starting this than I was starting YouTube. Also because words are hard. Without a shadow of a doubt, words are hard. But it definitely takes me back to the whole reason why we started this channel in the first place. Those Dweebs first debuted on October 29th of 2020, which was based around the idea of Unus Annus, which Markiplier and Crate Gameplay started between the time of November 15th of 2019 to November 14th of 2020. Unus Annus translates to 1 year in Latin, which is exactly what they did. This was a project where they uploaded a video every single day, 365 days, no matter what, and then at the very end of it all, they deleted the entire channel live with all the videos in their entirety, which a lot of us kind of assumed they were bluffing about because they were devoting so much time and energy into this project only for it all to just disappear at the very end of it all. But the whole concept of it was to basically live your life to the fullest and try new things, whether it's conquering fears, trying new things, learning new talents, or facing the unknown of what happens when we all expire, basically. And that was such an amazing concept to me, of making me realize that at this point, I hadn't really been living life. I had just been going day to day without trying anything new. And that just never sat well with me. And honestly, that was a huge part to why we began this entire adventure. The name just comes from, because honestly, we're a bunch of weebs, to be honest. We've always been into extremely nerdy stuff and, playing D&D and watching anime and all of that. And we pretty much just ran with it. It's really nothing special when you think about it, but it's become so much more as time has gone on. And it's just kind of become our branding. Most people, just say dweebs, or just call us dweebs instead of, the entire thing, which it makes me laugh because they're not wrong. And, it's not really an insult at all. We've taken something that can be considered insulting and made it something fun and, something that, we've kind of branded ourselves. We also tend to go on what we call the ADHD train, which, if you were a part of our channel from the get-go, you'll know that a lot of our videos took place at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when we should have been in bed, but we just had the energy at that point to actually record and be crazy. But it's because this whole thing has become such a huge part of our lives that it just means the world to us. With the videos, there's really no rhyme or reason to why we do the things that we do, especially considering most of the time it's become unboxings, which has just become like a joke, like during our intros of, hey guys, we're gonna do another unboxing. But that's kind of the fun of this. With doing a variety channel, we're not really tied down to one niche. We kind of have a bunch of things that we can learn from and do and go on crazy adventures. Sometimes we get to try new restaurants, and we want to take you all along for the ride with us, so you can try it out at some point for yourself and form your own opinions and thoughts. Or we want to do stupid challenges where either there's a winner or nobody really wins, honestly. And for those wondering, yes, I am talking about the world's hottest gummy bear challenge. Worst decision I have ever made. But honestly, that is the entire thing of just having fun and, getting to spend time with friends and trying things that maybe we wouldn't have done before. Which brings us to our newest branch off of the channel, Moonface Paranormal. Its official name came around on June 16th of 2023, but our very first time investigating was at the Lucky Wolf, formerly known as the Paw Paw Playhouse Ghostorama, on August 25th of 2022. At that point, it was just Spencer, Michelle, and myself, and what we experienced that night was unlike anything that we had ever watched on TV shows, and to say that we were bitten by the bug for ghost hunting is an understatement. At that time, we had just gone to the after-hours investigation and experienced it that way, but this is a whole day event where they have a daytime event where you can go and meet everyone and have food and live entertainment and buy things, which we didn't have time for, unfortunately, mostly because we didn't know that was a thing. We did a lot of research. If you can tell, we went, ooh, look, ghost hunting, and went to the investigation. This is what happens when you don't fully research things, guys. But that was not the case for the second Ghostorama that we went to, where it was Ken, Spencer, and me and myself at the Eden Springs Park at the House of David in Ben Harbor, Michigan. This one was June 3rd of 2023, which unfortunately at this point Michelle was either in Japan or had just gotten back, and she unfortunately could not make it to come along with us. But, she was also in Japan, so, that was exciting for her, which we have a whole entire series devoted to. You should definitely check it out if that's something that interests you. But I digress. We got to meet so many amazing people at the daytime event, and at the after hours ghost hunt, we formed some lifelong friendships. Speaking of Ghostorama, the next one will be taking place on May 11th of this year at the Bell Mansion in Fort Wayne, Indiana. You can check out the Ghostorama Facebook page for more information or go to the Bell Mansion website to buy tickets as well. The daytime event is from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and it is $5 per person at the door. And the after hours is from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. and it is $40 per person. But there's going to be so many vendors and meet and greets and live entertainment and Ghostbusters and food trucks and so much more to it. And honestly, we would love to see this place have a great turnout. I know that our group has been looking forward to this for quite some time now, and it's always fun to get to have new people out on investigations, especially if it's their first time and they've never really known where to start as far as ghost hunting goes. Investigating with a group is very different than by yourself, but you get a handle on how to go about doing some of these things sometimes, which honestly we would have been lost without. I honestly want to take the time to say that without a handful of people, this podcast would not be possible. From my amazing support of those dweebs to one of my best friends who is like a sister to me, Kimmy, and the amazing guys of What Goes Bump with the Night podcast, this whole thing wouldn't have been possible without them believing in me and helping me along the way. If I can give any advice for 2024, get out of your comfort zone and try something new. Pick up a new hobby, make a new friend, and see where this year can get you. Sometimes it might surprise you at what you'll learn about yourself along the way. Please check out the description below for our link tree to our social media. And, while you're down there, leave us a review. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you want to hear. And honestly, definitely, if you're into podcasts, especially paranormal podcasts, I would say check out What Goes Bump with the Nights, because they cover anything from ghosts to aliens to cryptids to true crime to the Black Files, and it's a amazing menagerie of things, and they're so hilarious. Y'all would absolutely love it. And I want to take I want to thank everyone for listening, and I can't wait to bring you on the next adventure. I'll see you next time, and we'll see where the D20 of fate takes us.